Shohei Ohtani eating up a bunch of this show tonight, and justifiably so.
Oh, my God, that dude is crazy.
You don't mind stepping aside as we talk about the history that this man authored this year. The first to get to 50-50 in the history of Major League Baseball. His first home run for the Dodgers came in the 9th game, fittingly against their rivals, the San Francisco Giants. That's a 430-footer, and he was just getting it warm. Longest home run of the season. I wish Steve were here so he could give us an official distance. To the land of the lost, allegedly 476. It's in a forest, for God's sake. That was his 20th of the year. That's 900 feet, conservatively. August 23rd, sitting on 39 stolen bases, 39 home runs. There's bag number 40. And then bases loaded in the 9th inning of a tie game. What a way to join the 40-40 club. Let's walk it off.
First pitch. Ball right center field. Series going back. He's at the track. He's at the wall. 40-40. Walk-off grand slam. No way. What a moment. History.
So in the 40-40 club, plenty of time to get to 50-50. 5 days later, the Orioles in town. Thousands of fans lining the streets to get an Ohtani and Decoy the dog bobblehead. And after Decoy, there you go, brings the first pitch home. Oh, boy. Ohtani, in his very first at-bat, his 42nd of the season, and then on Thursday, you know what it is. First inning on second after a double. He takes off for third. That's his 50th steal of the season. Throw actually there early, but Ohtani, clever slide to get in safely. And then, after adding another steal, an absolute mammoth blast to get to 50-50. Here's Dodgers Radio.
Coming to Shohei Ohtani. He swings, hits a drive to left. This ball's back. There it is. Number 50. The first player in the history of Major League Baseball to have a 50-50 season. He is incredible.
You don't see curtain calls on the road a lot, but we've never seen this ever. And today we did. Pretty decent. But in baseball, Tim Kurkjian, Shohei Ohtani hanging the first ever 50-50 season is what?
It's phenomenal. Felipe Alou once told me about Willie Mays. He's too good. And that's who Shohei Ohtani is now. He is too good. On the night that the Dodgers clinched another playoff spot, on the night that he became the first player ever to go 50-50, he had arguably the greatest single night a player has ever had. Scotty went 6 for 6 with 5 extra base hits and 2 stolen bases and 10 RBIs. Nobody has ever had a night like that, proving again, this guy just does whatever he wants. This year he couldn't pitch, so he made up his mind. What can I do this year that no one else has done? And then he goes 50-50. Scott, no player with 50 homers in a season has ever stolen 25 bases in that season. He doubled it in one season. That's who Shohei Ohtani is. He is the most remarkable player I have ever seen.
Well, that right there says everything, because we know that you're not only so passionate about the game, but I consider you one of the sharpest students of the game. So you're saying, like, and when Willie Mays passed, I know your regard for him. Is Shohei now on a different shelf than any other player?
All right, Scott, I have to clarify. He's the most remarkable player I've ever seen.
Okay.
Willie Mays is still the greatest player I've ever seen because he won 10 Gold Gloves and hit over 600 home runs and stole bases and played center field like nobody else. But Willie Mays didn't have a 3.01 career ERA and strike out 11.4 batters per 9 innings. That's the point that separates him. Once he gets to the point where he's played more than 7 or 8 years, we're going to have to put him in the greatest player of all time conversation. But we've never seen anyone in the history of the game that can do what this guy can do, and he showed it again tonight. Scott, that was preposterous. It was just stupid what he did tonight. That's how good he is, and I've told you 1,000 times, this is the hardest game in the world to play, and he plays it so effortlessly.
It's so true, and I think here's what struck me about the pursuit of 50-50, Tim. It's the idea that once it was put in front of him, it was as if he said, I can do that. No one had ever considered that it was doable. And then the moment that you sort of realize, hey, 40-40, forget that. This guy's going to go for 50-50. And then he does it today with the day he had. That's the most terrifying thing. It seems to me that if you say, hey, you probably can't do this, he's like, watch me do it. Does that seem like a fair way to describe him?
Yes, that is precisely who he is. Brady Anderson and Barry Bonds are the only players ever to have 50 homers and 50 steals in any season. And this guy did it in the same season. And this is just for context, Scott. But Joe DiMaggio, one of the greatest players of all time, who didn't need to steal bases, he stole 30 bases in his career. Shohei has 50 stolen bases in one season. So once they took the pitching element away from him because he was hurt, he just said, what can I do now that no one else has done? And then ho-hum, he goes out and does this remarkable thing.
Last thought. To be truly considered one of the greats of all time, you must be great in the fall. And by that, obviously, I mean in the playoffs. It was no fault of his that the Angels didn't get there. He did all he could. How important, Tim, is it to add that layer to his ultimate consideration to be great in the postseason?
Well, I think it's important. I think being the best at the most important times of the year is all a part of the legacy. Others have already said he's the greatest player of all time, and that's the end of the discussion. We need to see him in the postseason do something spectacular. And after tonight, would anyone question how spectacular he might be in this postseason? It's incredible. Everything he tries to do, he just does better than anyone else. To repeat, Willie Mays was too good. Shohei Ohtani is too good.